What's happening? It's your boy coming at you on Game Chopping TV. This is the spot where we chop it all the way up. Media, news, hip-hop, what's really going on in the streets, and of course, live gaming. We break down stories, talk culture, and keep the conversation moving. And when I ain't talking about it, I'm in the chair racing, shooting, grinding, live and uncut so you can vibe with me. Hit that subscribe, tap.
What it do? Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we chopping this game over here, man. Had to tap into this one, man, so it's been, almost a year or so. It's been some months since there was a situation where this young girl was found in the trunk of a Tesla in the Los Angeles hills that belonged to the singer, rapper David, D4VD. David. But so and the thing is, when the story kicked off, story has it that he was somewhere way out of town in a whole nother country and everything else when that happened. Well, when they found the vehicle, at least. And so it was a good grip. Like, they didn't tie him to anything. You know what I'm saying? He was, I think they kind of asked him some questions or things like that, interviewed him, blah, blah, blah. And he was, didn't have nothing on him, no evidence or anything. I think at some point, they actually started investigating some other guys that was around or with him or something like that. The people that was at his house, or something like that, to that nature. Because he was gone. He wasn't, around. And so it kind of, fell asleep for a second, I guess you could say. The case did. They ended up, of course, recovering her body and, bringing it back to the family. And I guess they ended up having a memorial burial service, funeral for her family did and stuff. And there still wasn't really any answers. But it looks like today and here recently they've gotten some answers, and they're feeling like it's some pretty solid concrete evidence. And what that is to say that they're saying that the rapper David, did it. And that's crazy work. So, and you would think that it was set up that way, right? Because right when she's found unalived in a vehicle that belongs to him, there's no answers. He doesn't know nothing, but it's his vehicle. He doesn't know nothing because he's way out of state and out of town to make it look like some other people did something, but it's his vehicle. Like, dang. And like I said, this type of music that this dude did, like, he's not like, I don't even know you want to call him a rapper. He's not like just the average type of rapper you're thinking about. He's somebody who appealed more to a non-black audience, you know what I'm saying? So, and this is what you have. This kind of story almost fits hand in hand, because this is what you have. You have the type of music he does is for the non-black people, majority especially, to be wild and do certain stuff. Like, no shade to her or anything, R.I.P., but she was so young, and I guess, just because they're young, they have a mind of wanting to be and go out and do whatever looks fun with the person that they admire and stuff. And I guess it was more of shame on him for allowing her to be in his presence. And then that's my thing. But let's I could go on and on, because really my thing is, like, why, but the type of music he does, if you turn around and go back, it all makes sense that this is what those type of people who listen to that stuff would represent. I'm telling you, like, so this is what you have here. So anyway, these people with all this goth and gore type of stuff they be on, they almost kind of campaign for all this nonsense. Then it happens in real life. There's consequences behind it, But like I said, like, what was he thinking to have a youngster underage get around him like that and have a relationship or whatever he was doing with her? And what made him unalive her at that? Why didn't you do something like you could have done something like blindfolded her and had her in the car and drop her off at her parents' house or something like that, and then leave. Let her take the blindfold off. She said, "Oh, I'm back at home," or something. I mean, why do you unalive her? But the type of stuff, the type of music he does celebrates almost, it feels like to me, nonsense like this. You know, I don't know, but let's hear it. Let's hear what the people are talking about here at CBS on this report here, because they're the ones speaking up on it. Fair use, by the way, fair use, fair use. Let's kick it off. My dog going hammer on me. Bunch of noise going on, but let's hear this, y'all.
LADA announcing charges against the singer known as David in the killing of a 14-year-old girl. David Burke faces 3 charges, including first-degree murder. Police found the teen's body inside the trunk of his Tesla last year. Officers arrested the singer last week.
These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. I want to look at
financial gain. I wonder what's up with that. What was his purpose? If they're being so young, like what was
this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back.
To go run off with him, and he let her.
I want to bring in CBS News chief correspondent Matt Gutman live for us in Los Angeles. Matt, can you break down the charges for us?
Liz, there are 3 basic tranches of the charges here. One is that first-degree murder, the other is lewd and lascivious, and the other abuse of a minor under the age of 14, and the last is the disposal of a body. But they're all basically linked together. And this is what we now understand the LAPD, in conjunction with the LADA's office, has been working on for the 7 months since they discovered these badly decomposed remains of Celeste Rivas Hernandez in the frunk of a Tesla belonging to the singer David. At first, they didn't know what they had found. It took them a couple of weeks.
Nowadays, these singers, these entertainers, all just crash out. Just crash out. Looks like he had a very promising career for the people who listen to his music. Had a fan base and all that. Why would you do such a thing?
To identify the body. It then took them a little bit longer to understand that Rivas was this runaway who had been missing for over a year. Her parents didn't know where she was, and that she had disappeared at some point in the spring of 2025. We now know, according to the LADA, where she went then, that she disappeared. She had gone to his house in the Hollywood Hills, where the prosecutors say he killed her, or they killed her. A group of them, we're not exactly sure, but at least they understand that the singer David killed her or took part in that murder and then disposed of her body. And that's what they have been working to.
I just don't see why. Is it something that was going on that she could have told? You see what I'm saying? Now, when you really get to digging in, is that what was going on? Did they have some stuff going on that they felt like she was going to tell? You know? Maybe she wanted to go back to, her parents and stuff, but it was something maybe that she saw that they felt like, she's going to end up telling somebody or something. Well, heck, this is even worse, probably. She can't tell on whatever you guys may have wanted to keep a secret, but the main guy is taken down now. Come on.
To build until then. And I've been in Los Angeles reporting on these kinds of cases and lots of different kinds of cases for the past decade, but I cannot recall a case in which the LAPD and the DA kept the cards so close to the vest. They really wanted to make this case leak-proof, and there are a couple of reasons for that, Liz. The first is, this is obviously a very high-profile case. David has had a booming music career over the past couple of years, and he has accumulated a not insignificant amount of wealth. The other is, the evidence that they did have or do have is, at this point, it appears to be very circumstantial, right? There is no smoking gun. They don't have the murder weapon. They don't necessarily have an eyewitness corroborating it or a piece of video. So they've been working to build this puzzle and put all the pieces together over the past 7 months. And if word got out or something leaked.
So basically, they're confident that they have enough evidence to say, man, he had something to do. His hand was in that. It wasn't we just found the body and he was gone out of state, out of the country, and he doesn't know anything. No, they've obviously done some kind of investigating to figure out that his hand was off in that he has blood on his hands too.
They were worried that everything would just unravel. So that's what we're learning now. The next shoe to drop is probably going to be the coroner's report, which we anticipate will be released in the coming days. That will tell us how they believed that Rivas Hernandez was murdered. And then, of course, we're going to have an arraignment at some point, or just happened at some point, and then we'll have further hearings, preliminary hearings, and we'll learn more about the state's case then. Right now, just the basic, rudiments of this case, and the biggest one, of course, you heard at the top of that piece, is that the singer David faces first-degree murder charges with special circumstances, which means if he is convicted, at the very least, he would spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole, or the state could even invoke the death penalty. But the DA said at this point they're not quite sure which way they're going to go, Liz.
The details of this case are absolutely horrific. Matt Gutman, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These younger artists nowadays, like, well, I mean, dang, just throw it all away, right? And then the thing, like I say, he has a heck of a buzz within the people who listen to his music. He's got a nice following, but it's over with now. Because they're talking about, well, he's going to do some, hefty time. It's all gone. Just throw it all away. I mean, sheesh, man. But this is the outcome, is where it's going. I thought he was in the clear at first. I ain't gonna lie, when I first heard about all this, I thought he was in the clear. He was legit gone, didn't know nothing and all that. But now, sheesh. I mean, he's caught. Obviously, he's caught. They're pinning on him. He's arrested. They got him. Like I said, I didn't know who he was before this because I don't listen to that type of music. But go and look and see if you like some of it, and you see he has a promising career. But maybe it was something inside of him that he just had to get an unaliving out of him or something. Like, why do that to her? I don't know. Like I say, my take, it seemed like a situation of you're trying to silence someone from spilling the beans on something. But who knows? They're doing the investigating. We'll figure out what could have been the motive and all that, I'm pretty sure, once more concrete, solid evidence is presented, or what have you. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man. Like I said, I didn't think he did it at first, I thought, I always, of course you're always thinking in the back of your mind, but that's like, well, he was out of the country. I didn't, the silly thing about it, heck, it was his whip. Come on, man. What people own? Like, is this a setup just to get yourselves locked up like this? Anyway, though, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man. And RIP to the person who lost their life. It's another one over here, Game Chopping TV, man. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we chopping this game over here, man.